Whether it's my house or whether it's the office, I make sure that it looks clean. First impression is extremely important. If you look very disorganized, they're going to think your video is going to be very disorganized. Your photography is going to be very disorganized. You yourself are going to be disorganized, okay? Never want to give that impression, okay? True professionalism is to be professional. Let's go through my office. This is the entrance. This is the first thing that they would see. A nice little, how do you say, studio where we have a lot of pictures displayed. These are some of my best shots that we've done. This is the photography side, which we'll get into a little bit later. But they also imply the same type of videos that we do. Fun, stylish, kind of fashiony, very fashiony. And then I kind of put some Art Deco stuff in here. So you kind of dress up your studio a bit, or your house a bit, or your area in your house, whatever it may be. This stuff is important, but more important is what you're going to show them. I add a couple of art pieces to the studio, or to your house, or whatever it may be. You got to try to make it get them into the artistic spirit, you know, like the whole idea of doing something that's very different. I use these as demo rooms. They have doors on them, okay? So create a room where you can shut the door and you can just concentrate. There's couches in there, chairs. This is a television, a VCR. So when we're sitting down, we're concentrating. There's nothing to distract them. It's extremely important for sales as well. You want to create an environment for them that is very friendly and easygoing. So you can shut the door, you can come be alone with them, and again, I'm going to repeat it one more time, it's really important for sales. If you're sitting there trying to describe what you do, and they got people walking in the background, or they got dogs or cats, or at the house, no, concentrate on what you're doing at the time. Get it done. And after it's done, then do a little bit of socializing, or then do a little bit of talking. I'll tell you right now, one thing I've noticed about a lot of videographers, they talk themselves into a sale, and then they talk themselves out of a sale because they sit there and talk and talk and talk. A professionalism is going in, talking about a specific idea, getting the job done, and getting out. And then in their eyes, you will always remain professional. Just like a doctor. Comes in, solves a problem. He might say, how are you feeling, how's things, but he ain't going to get too much into it. And that's a key fact. Watch how much extra talking that you're doing. But anyway, I definitely recommend, whether you're doing this at home, whether you're doing it wherever, that you have a certain area that you have some of your work displayed, and a certain area where you can close the door, show them a video, and have total concentration levels. Let's go through the rest of my studio just to show you. This sign says, do not disturb. In actuality, we used to have one even in my house. We had a little townhouse, and we used to edit downstairs, and we even had a sign there at the time that used to say, don't disturb. So when we're editing, you wanted to concentrate again, okay? So whether it's doing sales, whether it's dealing with clients, whether it's editing, you want to have designated areas, okay? You don't want the editing to be in the same room as the room that you talk to the clients in. You want everything separated, whether it's your house or whether it's not. This is our editing room. This is my buddy Lou. Say hi, Lou.
How's it going?
This is my buddy Glenn.
Okay.
As you get busier, you'll find that you're going to need more helpers and more friends to help you get things done. So these are some of our editors. This is the Media 100 that we use. Again, I'm going to emphasize, we only use this for 30% of our work. And again, the only reason we purchased this is because we're involved with a lot more corporate work. Okay? And again, we can do it because we're doing 150 weddings a year. Because we're, getting about $3,200 for a wedding. It's totally, totally different. Okay? I was getting $2,100 still with just simply my mixer and my 2 CD players and my camera. I was still getting $2,100. Okay? Why? Because I had my concept. I want you to remember, 60%, 70% of it is done off of the computer. And only the highlight parts, the parts that we want to kind of bring out, we do on the computer itself. But back to the actual setup of the studio. The studio itself is all dedicated, okay? You have your sections for your sales, sections for dealing with the clients, your editing sections, and your display section. You should have that no matter what, okay? Whether you have a big studio, whether you have your house, whether you have it in your apartment, it doesn't matter. But you should definitely have certain areas for certain things. So one more time, they walk in the door, they see something nice. Number two, you sit them down and you have a place to concentrate on. Number three, you have your workstation, your workplace, where you do all your editing and you leave all your equipment and stuff like that. Another thing that I love, and this we've had since we actually first began, is actual reminder sheets. Okay? These sheets, this one in particular, for example, is appointment time frames. Okay? How long should you be spending on a particular topic? Client, you're talking to them on the phone, right? You say you're coming in to discuss your wedding plans. Okay? You tell them right off the bat, the appointment will be for 7 o'clock, and you'll be done by 7:30. It's only a 30-minute, if that, conversation. So you've told about them on the phone. Now they come in the door, and you stick to it. And you also tell them to make sure that they're on time, to make sure that, you know, everything kind of flows. You might have an appointment after them or before them. But again, you limit your time. You don't want it overextended. You don't want to sit there and talk and talk and talk. People in this business have a tendency to talk far too much. You want to get to the point, get your ideas across, say hi, say bye, say how you doing, but don't go into a lot of mumbo jumbo.